Today's video is about the notorious character known as the Onion Knight. This guy. Hold on. This guy right here. Oh, crap. This man. So as you can see, Vincent Valentine has been replaced by this guy. And his spells have been stolen and stuff, and his cape has been stolen too. And I already have him maxed out with some crystal water points. As you can see, it's all maxed out and it looks really beautiful, just so I might add. And as you can see, yeah, he's not bad. I mean, he's around on par with Vincent Valentine. The only thing I didn't give him was the Cerberus, which honestly he could equip, because if we go to his usable, he can use everything. You wonder why my white magic isn't boosted to 5 to 6 stars yet, or actually all of them aren't, but everything like that. So today's video is about the Onion Knight. So as I've said in other videos, I think, the Onion Knight is one of the weaker classes. In fact, just like the core classes, which are included like the Dragoon character, which I really do like a lot, which is this guy, their stats are pretty lackluster. As you can see, without equipment, just base stats-wise, they suck. And also, they only have one default soul break, which isn't too bad. Well, it's really bad, but neither here nor there. They lack the capabilities, and the Onion Knight is worse than them until level 93. At level 93, his stats will jump like crazy, and so now look at his stats. They are a lot more powerful. I already had 2 soul breaks from 2 pieces of equipment I had gotten for him. Of course, I trashed them at the time, but neither here nor there. Anyway, so you're probably wondering how I can make him have all these good skills and stuff. Well, I will explain. If you were paying attention, he had proficiency in everything except for a couple to, well, abilities, and that is because you actually have to use these to get him to be better at it. In order for him to be maxed out, you must basically make him stronger using the record board a lot. So basically, the only way you can use the record board is if you get Onion Knight modes, and I have seen it on the internet where people are wondering where they are. So today's going to be an all-around guide to where to find them. So Gysahl Greens. I don't have enough currently. You need around 3,000, and you only can buy 10 ever, because you can only have one Onion Knight. You only have to get all of these once. So if we go down to here, I have only one available left, and these are where you can find them in the other section for the normal section of the Fat Jacoba's Gysahl Green exchange. And I keep pronouncing them Gysahl Greens for some reason, because I just fake out my own brain. But yes, so let's quickly max out my HP to 9999, almost 999 if I can. As much as I can, I'm going to try to max it out, just so that I have as much stamina as possible, because you're going to need a lot. So let's go to the power-up dungeons. There is a Type 0, a Final Fantasy Type 0 event going on, but I don't really like that game. So the best place to get it, especially with the ×2 Gysahl Green campaign, is the Nether Beast Caverns with 800 Gysahl Greens as the normal reward, but with double, it's gonna be pretty crazy. It's about to get really powerful and crazy. Oh yes, Zaid, you. Which reminds me, I have not gotten Link of Light quite yet, but this isn't about that character. Well, not Link of Light, Fantasy Unbound. So basically, I'm gonna talk more about the Onion Knight. So, who is the Onion Knight? Well, I will explain. The Onion Knight was a default class in the original Final Fantasy III for the NES, made in like the late 80s, early 90s. Oh yeah, the aura that he has is actually a materia used for Dr. Mog, which powers up his black magic and white magic as well. So he's using black magic right now, Ultima. So yeah. So as I was saying, the Onion Knight comes from Final Fantasy III, and he was basically the default class of any character you got. There were 4 characters you would have in a party total. No more, no less. And it's been like that for a while. There were some games where there were only 3. And Final Fantasy IV, it's the only game in the main series to have 5 characters in your party. Not counting support characters, because those didn't exist in Final Fantasy IV. But yeah, you had a lot of friends in Final Fantasy V. Not 4, not 5. You only had 4 characters in Final Fantasy IV. Even when one died, it was replaced by another. Anyway, back to Onion Knight. Oh yeah, I got another one. So I'm getting lots of record materia I didn't get before, because I just didn't use the Onion Knight too much. But basically, the Onion Knight is the weakest class in Final Fantasy Record Keeper at level 1, and until level 93. So if you don't understand the Easter egg, I will explain. In Final Fantasy 3 and 3 Remake, basically the Onion Knight was the weakest class until it reached level 93. From level 92 up, it'll keep increasing its stats by 12 until it reaches 99 stats for everything, except for HP and MP, because those go a lot higher. Oh yeah, that's also Biggs' Aegis Strike, if you remember that. Which is ironic because the Aegis wasn't a shield, it's actually a breastplate in mythology, even though it's associated a lot with shields. Anyway, back to Onion Knight again. The Onion Knight is notoriously known for being the most powerful job class in Final Fantasy. Like, in any Final Fantasy game. If the Onion Knight is available, or if Onion equipment is available, it's notoriously always going to be the strongest. It's coded in a way where the Onion equipment can only be used by Onion Knights in Final Fantasy 3, though Onion Knights are basically an upgrade of a Freelancer, and a Red Mage, I guess. So Freelancers are basically the go-to default for lots of RPG games, and they are most known for versatility. They can equip most weapons. But in Final Fantasy 3 Remake was the first game to actually... Well, no, that's not true. Final Fantasy 5 was the first to introduce it, and Final Fantasy 3 Remake finally integrated that into the story. But basically, the thing that Freelancers cannot equip is actually Onion equipment, which only the Onion Knight can equip. But they are versatile in many kinds of magic and also all kinds of equipment. The Red Mage is the same. It's a jack of all trades, master of none. I always called the Onion Knight a master of all trades because the Red Mage can basically use some magic, but not all types of magic, and can only use some equipment. So it's good early on, but later on in the game, it's not as good. But anyway, we have enough, and this is going to be the last time you're going to see me ever exchange for Onion Knight motes. Now, is it still going to be there saying that I just can't get any more? Let us see. I have no idea. Collected. There we go. Now we are going to max out the Onion Knight. As I said, the Easter egg does apply here, so now that it's level 99 and stuff, it is a lot stronger. So let us head over to the Devout and learn all of these. And there we go. Oh, I foolishly did not hit the unlock all button. I apologize, that is my bad. So let's do this. Boom, Legend Sphere unlocked. And like some characters, he has a record board which boosts him further. So we unfortunately do not have any of these motes at the moment, which is slightly sad because I was trying to upgrade Vivi, which is this guy right here. And as I've said, he is pretty good. And I have upgraded him quite a bit, but seeing that I've replaced him with Vincent Valentine, yeah. But Onion Knight, apparently his stats are actually a lot better than the Keeper. He's a lot more balanced in terms of how his stats are supposed to develop. Of course, you can't always trust it, but look at these stats. His HP and mind, well not HP, his magic and mind are extremely high, with the speed, HP, and attack really good. His defense, resistance, evasion, and accuracy are subpar. Well, slightly subpar. But he has a special trait. Proficient with a variety of weapons and armor. His stats grow by leaps and bounds beyond level 93, which is a huge, huge Easter egg. And there is the original sprite. Chosen by the Wind Crystal to become a warrior of light when he wandered into the Altar Cave, whereupon he set out from his village on a quest to save the world. Though the Onion Knight's abilities were meager at the outset, he finally gained the power to stand against the source of the world's unrest itself. So as you can see, his stats are pretty good. He's maxed out, and he's not really boosted with Magia points, but we did get some materia. But now his HP is looking a lot better than Vincent's HP, and we're probably going to have to upgrade him further. So would I say he's really worth it? Early on, if you get him, it's kind of cool as a little nostalgia trip, but besides that, he's weaker than even the core classes, and the core classes are just the default classes like Dark Knight, Dragoon, Knight, Warrior, etc, etc. Oh, that's... huh? Oh, we only have 4 of those. I mean, we're not going to use these anyway, so that's fine. Oh, we have plenty of those, so I guess we don't need them. But basically, later on in the game, he's a lot better, I would say. Let us exchange you now. Max. Alright. It was the wisdom modes, wasn't it? That I had lacked, and the bravery modes. I always run out of those because wisdom is used for magic, bravery is used more for... I have plenty of vitality. Oh crap, that's the wrong menu. Oops. There we go, vitality. We're just gonna max them all out because 5-star modes and 6-star modes especially are extremely useful. 6-star modes, there are only 3 varieties, which is vitality, spirit, and dexterity. So wisdom and bravery don't exactly... Stop that. Don't exactly have anything to do with their stat boosts. Yeah, as I've said, wisdom modes I have a huge shortage of, because, well, I use wisdom modes a lot for lots of boosting of stats. So let's see if I have enough to give myself... I should have. Yeah, I have loads of... I could probably just max out all of my 4-star modes, because I have literally thousands of 3-star modes. That did nothing. It only took away like 100 of them. So, as I said, wisdom and bravery are the ones I have in shortage. Not as much bravery, I guess. Wisdom is more the one I use the most. I really do not know why. But as I've said, back to Onion Knight. The Onion Knight, as I've said, is extremely good. His onion equipment is proficient in all sorts of different games, and it's often the best because it can be stronger if you're at your highest level. It especially appears in Final Fantasy IV Remake, and it is the strongest equipment you can get. It's through trading rat's tails. Don't ask why, and how you got a rat's tail for that matter. But basically, it is the strongest set of equipment you can get for your characters, namely just Cecil and Kain, because everyone else can't use swords and shields. Ooh, Rosetta Stones. Essentially, though, it is the strongest set of equipment, and the Onion Shield gives you an added bonus of being immune to every status condition besides Berserk. Berserk means you can only attack, and I forget which sword it was, but there is a sword that is known to give you Berserk if you hold it, so you can't use any skills, but you just auto-attack. The Onion equipment is also well known to do the same thing, where it grows with your stats as well. The higher your level, the stronger the equipment. This game doesn't follow that trope, I'm afraid, but that is how it is. Alright, wisdom motes are extremely a huge thing. Oh, I see. Yeah, as you can see, wisdom motes are extremely huge in this offset, which makes you wonder why exactly they don't give you, why they have the dexterity motes and all that. I'm not sure myself, but as you can see, we're gonna need a certain character materia for that, and that will be this one, the final materia we need. But as I said, there we go. Now he should be proficient in all manner of spells. There we go. Black magic, white magic, combat and support, celerity, and ninja. So he can use all sorts of equipment, but not all sorts of magic, simply because he's not everything. He's not a witch or a machinist or anything. He just is a simple Onion Knight. He can't use Dragoon either, which is kind of interesting, because Dragoons were a thing in Final Fantasy III. They originated from Final Fantasy II. But now we can go to... Ooh, what did I press? That's Rainbow Crystals, my bad. But we can go to Hone Abilities, and we can give him any ability in the world that we wish, because he simply can use anything. Kind of like Jevil from Deltarune, so to speak. So unfortunately, we don't really have much to upgrade. Ultima and Meltdown are both not upgradable, but we can upgrade Biggs' Wicked Press, which is an extremely powerful move because it maxes out their stats. Well, not maxes out stats, it pretty much breaks the level cap. And that is extremely useful. Now, Flare is well known for being a high damage one. 5 massive non-elemental. Tornado should have a similar thing. 4 magic wind attacks. Which doesn't sound amazing, but believe me, it's not bad. Now, as I've said, the Onion Knight could have Ultra Cure for all I care, or anything of the sort. But he is based with his magic, and unfortunately, he cannot use Sky High. But his stats compared to the Keepers, which if I tell you, because I remember, are pretty much 1 diamond for almost all stats, except for a couple which were 2 or 3. He basically, stats-wise, is superior in every way. So there we go. There is a quick explanation for you on the Onion Knight. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys all later. Bye!